All right. Okay. What's up, buddies? Welcome back to another FIFA 22. I'm over here. Reaction video. So today, EA, I'm still weak AF. But anyways, while I was doing a shoulder workout with 10-pound weights, EA released a huge pitch notes and subsequently a video reviewing all of the big changes to FIFA 22. So you guys know me, man. I'm hypercritical of all the things EA do wrong, but when stuff like this comes out, I get super excited about it. So I'm just having the gameplay video playing in the background for you guys, just so you get a little bit of an idea of what they're doing. Now, is there music blaring, or are they...
Football gameplay in every match of every mode. Combining advanced 11v11 match capture and machine learning for the first time ever, Hypermotion delivers a host of new features that elevate the FIFA 22 gameplay experience.
Okay.
Advanced 11v11 match capture unlocks full team authentic motion.
Okay, so this was covered already in actually the last time we looked at FIFA 22 news and information in the long-winded approach I had to that. We're going to get through all of this, and again, this goes into great detail in the pitch notes. That's where I want to focus my time on here. So this is kind of just a marketing, well pieced together overview of it. But what I do want to say, because I know I'm going to get really excited about the things that are in the FIFA 22 news packet for the pitch notes, all of this is amazing. It's amazing if and only if this is applied and successful 1 month into FIFA Ultimate Team on the servers on a busy Saturday in FUT Champs in no delay, with no game-breaking issues and broken metas. Now, that's a bit insane to say because there's always going to be broken metas. The online competitive gaming community, whether it's for Warzone, FUT, whatever it is, will find every inch to break apart a game to find the easiest way to get goals to then subsequently win games, right? We're not saying that that's not a thing. It's just hoping that EA works on balancing the meta to a acceptable level, not once a year, but every few weeks, balancing the meta and working on things that are overpowered, toning them down a bit, bringing other things that aren't so overpowered back into balance, kind of the way Activision and Raven do with Warzone. That's the biggest hope I have, alongside clean servers, fair connections between two opponents, not one opponent has speed up lag or horrific delay and the other opponent is on a clean connection because they're closer to the server or pinging in closer to the server versus the guy they're matching, which is pinging in far away from the server. Those things combined, all of this news is going to be absolutely fantastic. I just want to put that disclaimer out there. Don't think me getting excited is me forgetting the last 8 years live on stream and YouTube, raging and screaming at all the delay that's going on in the game right now, okay? So I need to say that first because so many people in the comments and in the Twitch chat are going to mention, oh my god, here Nick is happy again, but it's going to be broken. I can't believe he's faking his reactions. No, I need to look back at this, by the way. Sorry, dudes, 1 second. I need to stop talking for 3 seconds and look at this.
Smarter with their runs.
Okay, so we're being told they're getting smarter with their runs.
Rewrite allows teams to act as a unit and keep their shape off the ball.
Yeah, as if they didn't do that already.
Enhanced two-player animations intensify the fight for the ball in the air. Feel the physicality as defenders and attackers push, pull, and jostle with more responsiveness and cleaner outcomes. Control it like the world's best with longer two-touch animations. Take it down like...
Okay, so all I'm going to say, that sentence right there freaks me out. Longer player animations? The biggest issue we have in PS5, at least, like the next-gen experience of FIFA 21 Ultimate Team, is how long it takes a player to get the ball away when you input a reaction, an action on the controller. So whether or not the ball comes in and you double tap the ball to go forward, whether the ball comes in and you want to take a touch and you've loaded pass and you want to pass the ball off, whether a ball comes in, you want to take a touch into space and shoot, that action, whichever way you're going, into a dribble, into a pass, into a shot, is so delayed because of these server issues, button delay, internet issues, whatever you want to call it, but also because of these forced imposed extra animations EA forced on the players. There's no skill gap anymore because guys come in flying into tackles like a wrecking ball, and because there's a delay, your player takes these extra touches. You get tackled so regularly that it actually kills off the skill gap. The delay there just makes any old man able to run into a defender, run into an attacker, run into a midfielder, and win the ball back because everything is so slow. So that freaks me out that they're showing it as a feature that they take even longer with the ball. That's not a good thing, but this is early days, right? It's not like I've played the game and I have experience there.
Foden with heightened close control and drive forward with more technique, agility, and strength. Informed by advanced 11v11 match capture, feel the rhythm of the match with new off-ball animations. See the emotion of top-level football as players talk, point, and direct each other just as you see on the pitch.
Okay. I mean, I like that. Don't get me wrong. It'll be good for our career mode.
Even more fundamental advantage.
Speaking of which, coming soon.
A brand new goalkeeper system makes your number one more reliable between the posts. With more composed shot stopping and more personality that replicates the different
Looks like more
styles of
showboating, but
world-class
okay.
keepers. While real-world data brings true ball physics into the game to make it fly, spin, and bounce.
Look, one thing I'll have to say that EA pisses on Konami and PES for is the actual ball physics. Now, does the ball take the most insane bounces and spins? You know, someone will shoot the ball, it'll bounce on the net, and without a spin, just curl away from the goal? Yes. But them working on developing the ball physics even more when they're ahead of the industry by a long shot is a good sign. It's just, once again, hopefully it gets implemented properly.
Like the real thing. And once the ball's at your feet, Explosive Sprint gives you more control over when to unleash your acceleration while dribbling and in defense.
So bridging rewritten? I hope not. I hope that actually is a good mechanic.
New attacking tactics let you choose how your team plays in each half of the pitch, so you can create your unique brand of football. Feel the energy of your next big game with immersive atmospheres, dynamic lighting, and a new commentary team that bring the stadium to life every match day.
Well, the scene is set. A great playing service and a
again for career mode. This stuff is awesome.
In the back of the net,
I'm excited.
Bigger scenes with a stadium
for FUT, we can't get too excited about this type of stuff because it all depends on the actual gameplay experience,
FIFA
right?
22,
of course.
Powered by football.
Okay, hey, as mentioned, I'm already ultra excited. So let's take our deep dive into the actual gameplay pitch notes for FIFA 22 so far. So we got the table of contents essentially here. Here, refreshing as many gameplay areas as possible based on feedback. I mean, where are we getting the feedback? But okay, in order to create more authentic and polished FIFA experience for all players. Fairness, improve situations that could have felt frustrating from a gameplay perspective. Again, I love that on paper. That's fantastic. Our aim is to reward players for performing the right action at the right time. So again, screaming and yelling at making a manual tackle and yet an offensive player phasing through your tackle, right? Or you defending the ball properly, putting your body in front of the ball, and then little Raheem Sterling runs through your back, tackles you, and wins the ball through your back. Those things, I hope, is what they mean they're fixing there. I don't want to set myself up already for expectations and that not being met, but that is what I'm hoping they're working on. Increase gameplay variety in order to enable a greater number of viable playstyles. That's cool. We're looking to make the on-pitch action more diverse than before so that there are no single best way to play. Okay, good. Now we're talking. Table of contents. Although I feel like I get this excited every year in July into August for the next game because I feel like a lot of this type of stuff comes out every year that gets us excited. Don't let me be too pessimistic. Let's carry on. Hypermotion gameplay. Then we've got new on FIFA 22. So we'll cover all of that. Attacking. I mean, God bless. We do need that. Passing improvements. Good. Defending. Okay. So we've got, I mean, they're really covering everything across the pitch. Bigger goal moments is horrific. That's not a good sign. I mean, that is basically DDA right there for you. But anyways, CPU AI, competitor mode 2 weeks, player-based difficulty. Okay, so let's get into things. So NG, what does that mean? New game? Is that next gen? Next gen. I'm a boomer. Is that next gen? This is basically specific to those of you that have the unicorn, aka the PS5 or the Series X or whatever the hell Microsoft decides to call their new console setup. Okay. So next gen hypermotion gameplay technology, foundation for FIFA 22, PS5, and Xbox, and Stadia. For the first time in FIFA, combines two recent technologies in game development, full team mocap data, and machine learning. This allows us to increase authenticity. Okay, I feel bad because any of this next gen stuff is going to apply to about 10% of my audience, if that, right? New game. Yeah. Anyways, Advanced 11 via 11 motion capture. So suits enable us to carry out full team motion capture. New animations are used to power full team authentic motion, kinetic battles, player humanization. Okay, so again, I don't know. We've kind of already covered. We've already looked at all this, right? Okay, so there's no audio, but that's fine. We'll have a little gander again. I mean, to me, it still looks like if you look at the players off the ball, they still look very generic. They all seem to run on train tracks. I don't know how EA would do something different, right? It is 22 players on the field. That's got to be tough to code perfectly for 90 minutes. So what's that? Before, after. So before, okay. Right. After, what's the difference here? So just different ways the ball can bounce, right? Let's move on. Machine learning and ML flow. Combined advanced 11v11 mocap with the power of new consoles, machine learning has enabled us to improve how players approach the ball on the pitch. Been able to use over 8.7 million new frames of data to train a neural network outside of the game, which information and details available. Okay. Oh my god, my brain cells. Oh, is this their, like, vision? It's kind of interesting. Do they not have any peripheral vision at all? Okay. See, a lot of this just ends up being mumbo jumbo because this has to be applied to the game, man. It's all well and good showing us this stuff, but again, if I'm getting absolutely urinated on by an Adama Traore bombing down the wings and just, you know, slide tackling in behind my Virgil van Dijk and winning the ball anyways, does any of this mean anything? I don't know, but we'll continue on. Flow's neural network algorithm is able to generate ball approach animations in real time, including stride adjustments, running cadence, pose matching. Okay, so again, my concern is this will just add delay into players' animations and movements in a hyper 1v1 setup, but let's see. Without ML flow. Okay, so they do slightly adjust as they take a touch, right? With ML flow. I mean, it is absolutely more realistic, but you can visibly see how it slows down the play, right? Even watch him covering the area. Okay? Look at how much he slows down. Bro, putting a player in on net after trying to break down for 15 minutes someone with 10 players behind the ball, to see your player slow down to an absolute turtle's pace to adjust his run, to accept a pass, to then most likely be caught by a center back or a right back, is slightly concerning, but that's just negative 2080 speaking, I'm sure. New to FIFA 22, full team authentic motion. Okay, so we've covered that. Tactical AI, I mean, this is so quickly covered. Rural intelligence and tactical approach of all FIFA 22 players on the pitch, emphasizing their roles, personality, and teamwork. Players better understand their teammates and how to work together. Also better understand opponents' tactics and movements. That's it. There's no detailed breakdown of how exactly tactical AI will function, what statistics will affect a player's tactical awareness or teammates gelling together. Like, you know how there's like team leader in or solid like a rock, like those weird things that they have in player descriptions. I wonder if that will affect tactical AI. I don't know. Maybe they'll go into it a bit deeper here. But anyways, next gen attacking. Last year we improved several aspects of attacking players with positioning personality. Well, that is absolutely BS. Let's just go ahead and say that right now, because the attacking AI this year, or for FUT 21, in this pile of wiener that for some idiotic reason I'm still deciding to play, in FUT 21, the whole attacking AI concept is a complete lie and horrific. This game is so bad, offensively at the very least. This year, with the new tactical AI, attacking players can make up to 6 times more decisions per second. Okay, that's cool. Better showcasing their nuanced player personality. This allows them to be more aware of their surroundings, perform smarter runs in build-up play, exploit spaces in the defense, and generally be in the right place at the right time more often. As was the case last year, the positioning attribute continues to be the most important in determining the effectiveness of these behaviors. Okay. I guess I just hope this is true. Defending. Oh, God. This should be... We've made everything so much more manual. I can't wait for you guys to see it. Not covering just more AI improvements in defending when it's not needed. But We shall read on. Your defenders can operate more as a unit. How were they not operating as a unit before, man? They were operating too well as a unit across the last 4 years of FUT. Maintain the shape of the formation. Again, what? When moving across the pitch. With tactical AI, players have more personality. Defensive work rates and fatigue have... Oh! My wiener! Wait, what am I reading? Oh. This might get demonetized, but I am fully erect. Defensive work rates and fatigue have a significant impact on the defensive positioning of players. Oh mama. Okay, well that is something I've been moaning about for the last 4 years minimum. Placing any player that is not a center back in a center back position will negatively impact their defensive positioning. Oh, the wingback rats. All crying right now. Let's go, baby. Okay, I like that. Our goal for tactical AI is to ensure players have a balanced experience in terms of AI teammates. We will keep monitoring FIFA 22 to make sure there are good ways to break defense down as well as good ways to counter. Okay, well, I mean, not gonna lie, this is where I had to make that disclaimer right at the start of us covering this. I am excited. I'm so excited, I hate myself. Oh, God. Can FIFA 22 come out already so I can play it and then get mad at myself for being excited and then think it's gonna be another year of shit? Oh, God. Oh, God, I'm so excited. I hate myself. Imagine we load up the game. Imagine. And the game's balanced. It's clean and crisp. You make tackles. You're rewarded for tackles. You break down an opponent, and you actually break down an opponent when they dive in with the center back and you get away. The center back doesn't just teleport back into an auto block. Like, imagine. At least us on next gen. I'm sorry, all you peasants on PS4s and Xbox Ones, but at least, I'm kidding, by the way. Or am I? At least next gen might have the chance of being good. God bless Jesucristo, Santa Maria Costalza, Iniesta Bomboniera. Okay, we continue on. Example below. Let's see. Okay. But I mean, even right now, my concern is, while watching the defensive AI, look at the offensive players. They're all just standing around. I don't know. All right, I mean, for the defensive setup, that's decent. Concerning offensive. If you look at the offensive players, there is quite a bit of concern there. As we mentioned at the start of the deep dive, competitive settings, master switch. One of the big pillars of FIFA 22 is focus on aiming for gameplay fairness by eliminating potentially frustrating gameplay situations. Okay, this could be good here. We continue to have feedback sessions with pro players, members of the community, hardcore FIFA players, about how to increase fairness in certain situations. Some common topics always come up. Players wanted to have more control, have a higher skill ceiling, and experience more consistency in certain actions. I mean, yes, I wish they went a little bit deeper on these things, but okay. As such, we're expanding FIFA 22 competitive settings. While mandatory in some modes, the competitive settings are available for all players in every mode of FIFA if they wish to play with them. Mandatory competitive settings changed by the competitive master switch are. Okay, this is not actually as exciting as I would have normally seen. Hold on one sec, boys. Someone's at the door! Okay. Well, it's my lovely wife delivering some food for later. Sorry about that, boys. Anyways, the heck were we talking about here? So, am I just misunderstanding this section here? Contextual agile dribbling off. So this is just a setting? Is this for offline play? Modes where competitive settings are always active. Rivals, champions, seasons, co-op, seasons, pro clubs. So contextual agile dribbling is off. Auto clearance is off. Contextual agile dribbling. So in all online gameplay, these things are immediately turned off. Assisted headers we knew. Jockey manual, that's a change. Through pass assistance semi, I've been running through pass assistance on semi genuinely for the last couple of years, this year included. Don't worry, guys. This is still awful. The game will still force the pass kind of nowhere where you aimed it to. So don't worry. Don't think this is a huge game changer. But the good thing is, this does force a lot more people on a level playing ground, which I like. When you really think about this in FUT, the fact that people don't have auto shots or flare or the contextual agile dribbling is a big one. This used to make anybody using Adama Traore as effective with the left stick as someone using a Messi with L1 or R1, you know, how you could do actual agile dribbling. So the fact that this is immediately turned off in Rivals, FUT Champs, and really, realistically, pro clubs as well, that is very cool. I like that. That is a big W. I misunderstood it as I was reading it initially. I thought it was just an offline setting, but that's very, very dope. Very, very dope. In the controller settings screen, players will notice the new competitive master switch option. Once it's enabled, certain settings will be turned off or on grayed out, preventing players from changing them individually. Wow. Okay. I'm kind of down with that. I'm kind of very. Oh. Wait. What is? I saw Nep tweeting about something like this. I was not paying attention. With a complete revamp of Match Facts player performance screens, you're now equipped with more data to better understand how you and your players as well as your opponents are performing. Oh my god. Oh, they got passing percentages too. Defending. You see how I told you? You guys think I'm just, I chat shit all the time. I told you guys they have these stats. I told every time I talk about they have these stats, they need to put them on FUT cards. All of my Twitch chat or my comment section, just shut up, dude. They don't have that stuff. That's way too much information. There it is. Now imagine they implement this into, please, again, I know I talk about FUT a lot, but hey, I'm mainly a FUT guy with a bit of career mode and pro clubs in the summer. If they put this, not this detailed, into FUT card stats, but if your Virgil van Dijk even had his standing tackles in general, as opposed to fucking assists or goals. I mean, assists or goals for a defender is not the end of the world, but interceptions, blocks, tackle percentage per game on his FUT card would be incredible. Your midfielders having pass completion rates and total passes overall, pass percentages, passes on the goal, first time pass. That stuff would be so cool. You'd get such a good idea if a certain player was playing well for you in a game. Yeah, being able to look into your player stats. Let's just talk midfielders, right? I know Ruud Gullit gets some goals and stuff like that and whatever. But being able to look at my Ruud Gullit and having, instead of yellow cards and red cards, who does that help anyways? Having a tackle percentage, a ball retention percentage, and get an understanding. Then we could go look at our, I don't know, at our Lothar. And look at those same things and be like, okay, across 50 games now in Champs and Rivals, Lothar's stats are shredding Gullit. Sure, Gullit's got a couple more goals, whatever. But performance-wise, in the same position for tackle percentage, passing percentages, he's doing way better. And you can make that analysis and that decision of what player maybe is working better for you instead of just looking at your players and being like, oh, okay, well, I've got 4 goals and 7 assists in 9 games and my Gullit's got 15. Deeper analysis on variant stats that fit the position would be hugely fantastic in FUT. And I'm not kidding. I've been asking for deeper stats on FUT cards since 2013. The first year I started streaming and doing YouTube and stuff. So it's not a new thing I've begged for, but I'm very much assuming that that will not be a thing in FUT 22 either. Anyways, it is very cool that there's deeper analysis here. Again, will be very cool for career mode at the very least. We all love a bit of data, so that'll be very, very good for our simulation-only Leeds career mode and then our simulation-only Road to Glory from the bottom of the English League. So I'm hyped about that. Oh my god, I am so, oh god. See, this, I need this. I just need this. I just need this so much. I need this so much. It's irrelevant. Van Dijk from a div player with tackle percentage will be way worse than some player with higher division player. That's not irrelevant at all. That div 10 player can take those stats and learn from them and become better as he's going through the divisions. Just because someone, that's just like saying my Messi is irrelevant that he has 900 goals in 400 games because I'm a div 2 player. Stats are only relevant on someone getting better if you're a div 1 player? Mentally stupid thought process to have, bro. I'm sorry for being that savage, but that absolutely is very relevant on any level. Ridiculous that you may think otherwise unless someone is a D1 player. So again, if we're looking at stats in FUT Champs, if I don't go 30-0, any of the stats for me to try and learn from are irrelevant. I really hope you think about what you just said there, because that's madness. We move on. I do like these deep dive stats, as always. Hopefully it translates into FUT, but very awesome for career mode and maybe even pro clubs as well. Yeah, people in the championship stats are irrelevant because they're not a top 4 team in the Premier League. Like, what are you even saying, my guy? Kinetic air battles. I don't know if I really care about this. I need to see this be implemented actually in FUT, because how many times will you go up for a header with your prime Rio and get absolutely bossed by a Raheem Sterling or by a Dan James in the air or by a Lionel Messi? So all of this stuff is cool. It has to be implemented in game. If we start having to, you know, we take battles in the air and you're using a Virgil and they dominate someone that's markedly smaller or way worse at them than heading, then I'll be happy. I'll be very happy for sure. And then more even battles between a Ronaldo and a Van Dijk, also, I'll be very happy about that. 100%. There's no denying it. It's just, we need to see that, oh God. We need to see that implemented in live servers and gameplay. So, explosive sprint. Explosive sprint rewards timing and your intelligence on the ball. Okay. Giving players more noticeable acceleration when sprinting is pressed during the correct context. I mean, again, I do like the idea of that, right? I do. I just hope it is applied well and balanced properly, not just zooming around the pitch like psychomaniacs with no brain cells. Mechanic changes the dynamic of one-on-one situations, allowing dribbles to explode forward and leave markers behind, or empowering defenders to catch up to a breakaway attacker. Okay. All right. So Laporte catching Aubameyang type of thing. Explosive sprint can be triggered while already in possession of the ball or when moving without the ball. Okay. Timing here is important. Explosive sprint only being fully effective when facing and moving forward. If either the player is not fully moving forward or fully facing forward, you only get a partial effect. This is going to drive me so angry. I don't know why, but I feel like it will. Anyways, note that when we say moving forward or fully facing forward, we refer to a straight line direction that the player in question is facing, meaning that explosive sprints are not fully effective when using them while moving in anything but a straight line. Normal acceleration rates when pressing or holding sprint still apply in all other situations. Okay, to balance the mechanic, I mean, it seems like that's a catchword for them. We've been asking for balance for years now, so they seem to be using that a lot. Explosive sprint only happens for a short duration when activated. Tapers off, okay? When going into cooldown period during which it cannot be activated again until it ends. Okay, well that will put a skill gap in the game if they implement it correctly, right? If it's implemented correctly, this could be fantastic. I'll be the first to admit that. Oh my God, that controller. That's Konami's new graphics, guys. There you go. Konami will be touting this as amazing new graphics for their, what is it? eFootball 2022 setup. LOL! We move. Player humanization inspired by advanced 11v11 match capture in FIFA 20. Okay, so we've already kind of covered all this. True ball physics, use real world ball data. Yeah, we've already covered this. New attacking tactics. So again, Pessimistic 28T is a bit concerned about this. Does this just help out the ultra defensive rats that play 5 at the back? You can now have your players make no runs in the defensive setup, sit back, control the ball, keep players behind the ball, but then the second you've got a little bit of a breakaway and you break past that halfway line, players make runs into space. I feel like a lot of us would have that concern, right? We all play with the FIFA community, and the FIFA community will do everything we can to break every single mechanic in the game if it means a win in FUT Champs or Rivals or even in friendlies, for God's sakes, for a bronze player as a reward. The community will still yeet their mom to Mars if it means they win in a friendly against some random in a meaningless game. So, having said that, I hope that EA will continue to work to balance the things that people decide to break or overly abuse in the game. Absolutely. Build up play is all about how your team performs when they are in possession of the ball in your own half. For instance, I mean, I basically just covered this, right? Balanced tactic is used for balanced team that maintains a formation while build up and attack. Okay, slow build up. Players will support more in attacking build up play rather than direct approach with lots of forward runs. Long ball, we did use that a good amount this year. Is actually pretty decent. Make runs for long balls played into space behind opposition's backline. It's actually a really good way to get behind people sitting super defensively. You wouldn't think it would be, but this is a very good tactic. Fast build-up. Tactic pushes players forward for a faster build-up, but you lose possession on the ball. You could find yourself open to a counter. Probably something you want to use tail end of the game if you're already losing by 1 or 2. So what's this? Chance creation, how your team will attack the opponent in their half and how they'll create goals. Oh, okay, so again, very, very, very similar. Well, I'm not gonna lie. For the defensive build-up set, I wonder if slow build-up will be good here. And then once you move into the attacking section, maybe you have forward runs or even direct passing. When team enters the attacking zone while in possession, players will create chances by making runs for passes into space behind the back line. I like this. This is very good for having a dynamic way to attack someone if they are ultra defensive. So that's actually pretty fantastic. Composed ball control. So this is the thing I was talking about. I'm concerned that this is going to add more delay to inputs in a live game on delayed servers. But, and I mean the fact again that they're promoting this. Animations are longer two-touch animations that make controlling the ball more natural. Yeah, but it just means you're going to get smothered and absolutely wrecked by someone flying in with a defender, man. Seriously. Absolutely ridiculous. It really is. Absolutely ridiculous. I genuinely can't believe that that's something we're overselling. It'll be very good for career mode. Maybe I'm just looking at it the wrong way, boys. Maybe I am looking at it in a wrong way. I could be, you know. I could very well be. Due to these animations cushioning the ball and resulting in more precise and accurate control than any other type of ball control animation, specific chained traps are present with composed ball control. Okay, players not sprinting. Oh, okay, so when the ball's coming in, well, this does add a bit more of a skill gap too, right? So playing a ball into open space, I'm assuming that just means there's a better chance of a nice trap and collection of the ball. If you're not brain deadly just holding sprint, maybe you let go of sprint, move into the space as the ball comes in. You trap the ball better. You control the ball better. Left stick has to remain still while performing composed ball control to allow for the animation to complete. This condition makes the impact traps more responsive, as any drastic changes to the left stick input allows the player to transition out of the animation. Okay. Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. All right, mods, can we get to banning all the toxic guys in the chat? Please, just ban them. We can keep it in non-sub mode too. Just ban them. Just ban them. No need to put blocks on words in the chat. I just ban people, man. They know what they're doing now, and I'm completely over it. Specific attributes dictate how consistently they can be performed. Okay. Air, ground, composed ball control, 70 ball control, and 60 agility. That's interesting again. Shielding, composed ball control, at least 60 ball control and 70 strength. I like that. I mean, that might have a really good effect on people running through your back, for sure. Consistency scales up with the needed attributes, with the cap being an average of 92 between aforementioned attributes. Okay, I like that. I do. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic, man. Yeah, again, it looks great, makes the game a lot more realistic. My biggest concern, as always, is just how this is implemented in delayed gameplay. Will this make the game even more delayed? Will it mean that your players slow down and hold on to possession even when you've inputted a pass or a dribble into space for even longer? Or maybe this actually, even though you think it makes the game slower, maybe it actually increases the skill gap and allows you to exit out of stuff quicker. So there could be the other side of it too, which I'm really hoping we get to see at some point. Controlling the ball. We focused on improving the player's grasp over the ball, polishing many situations to more reliably obtain control of the ball, be it in the air or on the ground. We worked a lot of shielding fundamentals with big emphasis on player personality, where strength and ball control attributes play a major part in on the efficacy, nice word, of shielding. I like it. That's huge. I mean, this is again something we definitely complain about a lot. This also applies for contextual shielding, which happens in certain circumstances when obtaining possession of the ball. And hopefully that doesn't, again, EA work on balancing it, so Sweat's going 1-0 up by the 70th minute. Don't just run into a corner and shield the ball with a big strong player. But I'm sure EA did say they're going to balance that stuff, so they should, and they will, I hope. Improve control of shielding air balls, allowing stronger players to be more reliably win air duels when shielding. This is sick. I like that a lot. That's very awesome. Contextual air ball shielding, allowing strong players to naturally shield the ball in contested situations. Man, you telling me Zlatan might be a ting next year? I like it. I like it a lot. I really do. I really do. Players need 85 strength to contextually shield, or 75 strength if the opponent is 5 strength or less. Ah. Cool. Man, I can't think of anything negative at all. This is all really positive. The active touch system can now evaluate more situations at once, drastically reducing cases of players not controlling the ball. Great. Improvements to responsiveness of active touch system with more fidelity when trapping and controlling the ball, whatever the fuck that means. Passing. In FIFA 22, we focused on ground passes, lob through ball passing systems to better account for context of play, including opposition player positioning, teammate positioning, general spacing, and many types of situations. Fantastic. Fantastic. Here are some of the most impactful changes to passing in FIFA 22. Animation refresh. New animations have been added, and a major cleanup and polish of existing passing animations has been done, allowing for more consistency in animation selection. Okay? I mean, to me, in my now being overly positive mindset, makes me think that they're trying to remove a lot of the delayed stuff where just animations were clunky. That's a W, if that's what it is. Ground passes, a revamp of ground passing targeting system, allowing for better target selection and spatial awareness. W. That's fantastic. Semi-assisted too. Hey, the more manual I can go, I'll be very happy. Lob passes and lob through balls. These types of passes have more consistency in height and trajectories, leading and a better understanding of context. Okay. Semi-assisted through passes. A part of the competitive setting, semi-assisted through passes were expanded from last year to have more assistance for close and simple passes, less assistance for far and difficult passes. I don't know how many people would have covered that sentence right there. That is huge. Huge. Okay? That's absolutely massive. Apparently there's some crazy 6 p.m. content as well. We'll cover that in a little bit as well. That is big. That is big, man. These kids that brain-deadedly sit with 10 players behind the ball, win the ball back, and literally just hold down on triangle and it flies all the way up the field too. Mbappe or Traore or whoever. This is big. This is very big. I like that a lot. Vision assistance. Assistance increase based on the player's vision attribute, starting at 85 up to 99. Again, are they working on making players like Xavi truly be a game changer? Players like De Bruyne truly being a game changer? Love it. I'm a big fan. Additional passing improvements. Pass transitions. This refers to a system that improves responsiveness and allows for transitions between different passes. You can request a different type of pass halfway through a pass request, and the system will then attempt to stop the current pass and perform the new request. This can be especially useful when reacting to sudden situational change or reacting to horrific delay in gameplay. Nevertheless, that is still a positive. This is just for next gen. Through pass receiver system is able to analyze more receivers, resulting in better overall pass targets and more consistent receiver selection. Okay. Receiver awareness is increased in order for teammates to understand when they are considered as a possible pass receiver, increasing pass rate completion. Okay. Increased personality in passing. All right. Feel like that's just marketing mumbo jumbo. Cross attribute can increase the speed of a driven cross and driven ground crosses. Right. Okay. Player's current speed when requesting a pass alters the difficulty of that pass. The higher the speed, the more negative the impact to the pass. Okay. I mean, I do like that. There's a lot of positivity there, boys. There really is. Anyways, shooting. For shooting, we focus on a variety of fixes and improvements, but also made balancing changes to 3 key aspects. Improved shooting consistency in easy one-on-one situations. Shots from difficult situations with the defender being close to the ball carrier have reduced conversion rates. Thank F for that. Nothing worse than manually defending perfectly, reading a shot, player breaks into space, you've got manual control, you go to block the shot and they just fire it through you anyways and through your goalkeeper and score. So that is a W. Shots from wider tight angles have reduced on target and on goal percentage, making them less consistent to score. Okay. All these situations above are also dependent on the player's shooting attributes. Okay. Good. Good. I'm in. I'm all in for that. Dribbling. For FIFA 22, we focus on dribbling fundamentals and added mechanics to spice up your players. Super knock-on. So the double flick of the RS still, okay. The knock-on ball physic is farther if you flick and hold the RS for the second flick. Holy God. That's like the Gareth Bale against Barcelona, where he scored the game winner for, I think, the Copa del Rey. Oh my God. That is the Gareth Bale situation, isn't it? Player just barely doesn't run it. Bale runs out of bounds a little bit. So not exactly the same thing, but okay. Nice. Nice. Riding tackle touches allows you to dribble past some tackles with your LS input depending on the timing of your dribbling inputs. Better dribbling control at high speeds with closer touches and more gradual deceleration when releasing. Okay. Quicker turns and exits during dribbles. Again, I hope that goes up with the type of player, Messi, etc. Being really, really spicy on the ball. The Riyad Mahrezes of the world, the Rafinhas of the world. Added more player personality during dribbling, especially when sprinting, performing knock-ons. Okay. Manual dink dribble touches. Press R3 during a dribble to perform a dink touch while dribbling. Perfect for avoiding a defender's leg. I like it. I do. I hate myself, but I like all of this. Contextual dink touch. Dink. What a great word. Only enabled when contextual agile dribbling option is turned on, so this is not something you can do at all in champs or rivals. Okay, cool. Yeah, so dude, see, I like this because again, the fact that this automatically happening through this year was the worst thing ever. That just kills the skill gap. Just any Tom, Dick, and Harry sprinting at you go in for a tackle and the game just decides, hey, let me flick the ball over you so he runs in on net. Now, in champs, if you go in for a tackle, you've timed everything perfectly, someone's sprinting at you with Mbappe, and you go in for a tackle and the Mbappe takes a dinked touch wide, you can genuinely sit there. I won't because I'm toxic and I'll still think the guy's a cunt. But nevertheless, you can in your head be like, God damn, what an insane move by this guy. Because that's a skill gap now. As opposed to just the game doing it for you and you getting annoyed because you've timed everything right. And then EA saying, nah, let the guy bounce the ball past you. Now the guy does it. He does it. You can't even be mad. I will still be mad because I'm a degenerate scumbag. But you can't be mad anymore. The more skill gap in this game, the better. I will still rage at my opponent and call him a twat, but that's always going to be a good thing if there's more skill gap in the game. I'm all about it. Skill move balancing. Main goal is to balance skill moves and make them effective if timed and executed correctly. After listening to feedback from the community and pros, we made the following balancing changes. Remove skill move cancel for La Croqueta, Elastico, Reverse Elastico, and Scoop Turn. So again, oh God, I was just being positive. Can I be negative for a second here? My concern is not that they've done this, right? This is good that they've balanced this, right? And removed skill cancel from certain broken skills that when you do the cancel, it's too unrealistic and whatever. The problem is they're showing this as a advertisement for FIFA 22. This right here is something that you should have patched into FUT 21 within 2 to 3 goddamn weeks of it being broken, not 9 months later as a feature for fucking FUT 22. Okay? So again, my wish, my hope, nay, my dream is that these things you release on a bi-weekly, weekly, daily pitch notes. Maybe daily is insane, but a weekly or bi-weekly update when things are going wrong, not as a feature for the next new game. You told us you're going to balance the game. regularly for FUT22, so I'm holding you to that, EA. I really hope you do. Reduce animation speed for bridge, directional nutmegs, okay. Drag back spin, first turn, first touch turn, and step overs can now be canceled. That's all right, I'm okay with that. I really need to learn skill canceling. I really do. I have not put the time in for that. Drag to drag skill moves can now be triggered by holding right stick backwards. Wait, could you not always do that? Heel to heel skill move is more difficult to successfully perform, okay. New animations for directional nutmeg, 90-degree turns. First time skills. One important change we want to highlight for first time skills are which are something we receive feedback on. With this improvement, skill moves can now be executed in first time situations as the ball is coming towards a player. Damn. Again, if this is something in the controller, the guy that has the controller's hands, that is another bit of skill gap that could be very, very scary to have to deal with. For balancing purses, first time skill moves have the following changes. Certain skill moves cannot be performed first time, such as step overs, body feints, okay, and bridge directional nutmegs. Skill moves in first time situations will be harder to control than while dribbling, especially if the ball velocity is high. First time skill moves will not work from driven passes. Okay, this will be interesting. Okay. Wait, so it can be done. So it can be done, but just the ball trajectory is a lot more hard to predict then. Is that basically what they're saying? Right. New skill moves, first touch and turn. Well, I don't need to cover that. Skilled bridge, first time spin, scoop turn fake. Ooh, I like scoop turn fake. I like scoop turn fake a lot, actually. Pump scoop faking one side and then just moving the other side. Ooh, that's a Nick 2018 little move there. I do like that, the pump fakes. Defending. Goalkeeper rewrite. I mean, yeah, all right. It's whatever, you know? Let's just wait and see. All these goalkeeper rewrites, if I'm sitting there with a Edwin van der Sar and he's literally watching the ball go in near post through his arm, I'm going to rip my dick off. So let's just not get excited about any type of goalkeeper rewrites until we play FUT22. Moving on. Defensive behavior. Fair and predictable outcomes. Oh, my wee-wee is getting a little bit erect again. This year, improvements on the defending side were aimed to ensure fair, consistent, and predictable outcomes when it comes to defending situations. For instance, we've seen that some players felt like tackling could be a point of frustration. Oh my god, I'm erect. So we've updated tackle behavior as described later in this deep dive. Improved tackle animation selection resulting in cleaner outcomes, better ball speed and angle for successful tackles. Oh! Increase the likelihood of the ball going towards your teammates. That could be fucking frustrating, depending on the situation, but I get it. Better than you make a tackle and it just constantly goes back to your opponent's attackers. New possession style tackles. Aim to improve the tackle ball retrieval rate on good tackles when the situation is appropriate depending on player personality. Okay. Reduce launching distance for automatic tackles in general, especially during sprinting. Reduce situations when automatic tackles would trigger unfairly from behind the opponent. I knew it! How many times the AI tackles you through your back, dude, without your opponent controlling the player, man? How many times did I rage about that this year? Oh, and every time, Nick, you're just bad, dude. You're just bad. Adapt or die. This is a Varane trait? Bro, this is not a Varane trait, dude. This is not a Varane trait. I could be using Patrick Bamford. His regular card is 74 and he would do these automatic like lunge through ball tackles from the back, man, and successfully do it every time. No, it's an every player trait. This is so good that they've addressed it. Now let's hope they actually implement it, not just putting this to try and make us happy. Improved tackling for air balls. Okay. Added more variety on ball deflections following a block. Okay. Kind of like that. Automatic blocks are now less effective when the player's not jockeying. Yes! Automatic blocks are not as successfully performed and have higher chances of missing. Yes! You mean you're going to get punished if you're a twat and don't use your defenders? Yes! All right. And we continue on. Controls and personality. Besides trying to balance the outcomes in defending, we also made changes to controls and improve player personality. Shoulder challenges seal-outs. Tap O or B while side to side with your opponent when defending to potentially trigger a shoulder charge or seal-out. Bro, this will cause so much rage. You will do this while going shoulder to shoulder, and instead of doing a shoulder barge, your player will just go in for a tackle, and then you'll get a red card or a yellow. Oh God, this is gonna cause so much anger. Hopefully not, but nevertheless. Manual block. Ooh, the shot or a pass while your players within the passing lane or shooting course, and time to pro league. This will launch a manual block with a higher possibility of succeeding and resulting in faster contact with the ball. I want to suck my own ZZ. Yes! I'm sorry. I get excited about things that, oh my God, we've been complaining about for years. This is another big one. More tackling personality, balanced to win ratio related to personality in order for higher rate tacklers to win the ball more often when compared to lower rate players. Oh, so when a guy's running around, when he's running around with like a Romelu Lukaku and he's just winning every tackle because he's only controlling his strikers and still winning the ball back, you mean now that'll be less possible? I hope this is all true and not just written words on a screen. I really do hope this actually is real. Based on attributes, we should go back to this video a month into FUT 22 and inch by inch deep dive review each of these statements. When I get tackled beautifully by a Lukaku or by a Leo Messi or by a whatever, a Raheem Sterling, we're going to go back and review this and then bring the video up and be like, where is it, EA? Where is it? Because I've lost possession about 47 times to brain dead weak attackers here. Where is the proof? Anyways, physical player personality. Players that are more physical and combative can also trigger more shoulder challenges. Oh my God, Ibra is going to be so fun to use next year. Or Didier Drogba if they use this correctly. Oh God, oh, I can't wait. Jockey max speed. Added personality affect the jockey max speed. Okay. Sprinting is on the player's defensive awareness attribute. Wait, what? Basing it on the player's defensive awareness. The speed scales 60 to 99. With any player below 60 have minimum speed while performing a sprint jockey. Oh, okay. Interceptions and disrupt interceptions. One of the biggest pieces of feedback we received in the last year was about how even when you felt you were in the right place at the right time, I'm going to pass out. This is just literally like it was written for me in my constant moaning. Seriously? Hold on, let me reread that because that felt like too good of a sentence to be true. One of the biggest pieces of feedback we received in the last year was about how even when you felt you were in the right place at the right time, you wouldn't always be able to intercept certain passes. We improved many aspects of normal interceptions in FIFA 22 and created new disrupt interceptions. I'm honestly so excited. Disrupt interceptions are a mix between controlling the ball and blocking the goal and blocking. The goal here is to disrupt the course of the pass, even if that means not retaining the ball. Yes! These disrupt interceptions can only be performed by user-controlled players. Oh, how many times am I reading guys in their passing lanes? I put the player into the passing lane and they just pass it through me, or literally within a cunt hair of my player's foot, and yet still my player does nothing to try and intercept the ball in the passing lane. Whoa, I'm excited. This is amazing. Stand up, I can't. I would honestly get suspended by Amazon, Twitch, YouTube, Google, and everybody, so I'm not going to be doing that. Player personality also plays a big part here, with attributes determining how far players can reach to intercept, how quickly they can react, and how successfully they can touch the ball. Disrupt interceptions are designed to reward players that have the ability to read the game and position themselves accordingly. Teammate Contain. This year we've introduced several changes to Teammate Contain. Oh God. As before, hold R1 RB while defending in order to have an AI-controlled teammate contain the ball carrier. For FIFA 22, we're introducing Teammate Contain Stamina. Oh, I'm excited. For FIFA 22, every player has their own contained stamina that allows them to keep containing as long as it's not depleted. Contained stamina drains while the R1 RB button is being held. Once containing teammate runs out of contained stamina, they'll go back to their regular instructions and enter a cooldown period. I hate myself for being this excited. I genuinely hate myself. Player personality determines it. Okay, goal for teammate contain is that someone like a world-class defensive midfielder is more effective and reliable at closing down opponents than attackers, for example, who might be focused more on offensive duties. Wow. I wonder if this will be the new meta of people controlling their center backs and using teammate contain for like Kante and Hullid and Lothar and whatnot. So that's Again, I apologize for negative 28T bringing a damper on all of our excitement, but once again, this is where you want EA to balance it, right? If they notice that people are just using their delicts or their moments des and just holding RB to let the CDMs do all the work, here's hoping that gets balanced or worked on, right? That's great, though. Player switching. We wanted to provide players with even more ways to switch, as players can have different priorities when switching. We've added 4 new options, including icon switching and player rotation. Have they done everything that we've complained about? Have they seriously worked on every single thing we've lost our minds about across the path? This feels like a not real pitch notes for FUT 22 or FIFA 22. This doesn't feel real. It genuinely feels like the boys have, honest to God, gone through and tried to address everything we've lost our minds about. Okay, shut up, chat. Just hold on. Icon switching. This is a new form of switching that provides players with a surefire way to select. Oh, I'm gonna pass out. I'm gonna pass out. Oh, I'm gonna pass out. I'm gonna pass out. This is gonna be very interesting. Do they have a video on this? I'd love to see how it looks in like live play. No, I don't think there's a video on it. God damn it. So this new form of switching that provides players with surefire way, sorry, I covered that already. Apologize, I'm too excited. After pressing R3, you can flick the right stick in the direction shown on the above icon player's head, and the switch will happen. Okay. Okay. My body's ready. So you're telling me, instead of this situation, okay, just imagine, it's FUT Champs, it's 1-0, it's the 85th minute, right? This is your opponent, you're the guy defending. Okay? Now, you had the ball with, let's say, Di Maria or whoever the flying hell this is, and you tried to cover this passing lane here. He manages to play the ball through right here. Now, we all know, if you are Di Maria, you will click the right analog stick up to the left ever so slightly, because maybe you want this guy. But let's say you have semi-decent defensive awareness, and you want to click the right analog stick back left perfectly because you want this guy, because sensibly this will be the best guy to manually control to try and shut down the lane while other players are moving into space. Now, for FUT 22, you will realize that when you click left on the analog stick, it puts you here. Then you click up left on the left analog stick, it puts you there. You now click down left on the analog stick and it puts you back there. Meanwhile, your opponent runs in on net and scores a tap in because you've had to do 9 inputs and still haven't had the right player selected. Fuck! So, the amazing news here is that that should not be an issue anymore. And oh my God, am I so excited about that. That's great. Again, if they implement it well and it's balanced and it's worked on and it's adjusted as the year goes on instead of for every new launch of the goddamn game every year, then we're chilling. There's also an option in controller settings to disable icon switching. Okay, so I really want to just play the goddamn game and just practice and get reps in and see how this stuff works. It's just like playing that Psycho in FUT Draft in the final. What was it, 4 days ago? Where the guy was using manual runs? I've not used manual runs once. That guy had a dog shit team and literally put me in the ground 6 feet under with how many manual runs he did. And then I think he beat us 3-2. That was probably the most skill-based game of FUT 21 I've ever experienced. And that guy was just using a new mechanic. So I hope this will be another one of those new mechanics that introduces a proper skill gap into the game, if done correctly. More switching options, player rotation, a new option for right stick switching. Did I read that right? Yeah. Allowing you to move the next player switching indicator, especially allowing you to pre-switch to a player before confirming. Okay. Once you're satisfied with your switch, press manual switching L1 to confirm. Oh my God. I mean, I don't know. I'm too stupid, so I don't know if I'll be able to do this on the fly with some sweat lord running at me with Adama Traore. I don't know if I'll be able to do that on the fly, but that is cool. The movement of the indicator is based on its current position, okay? auto switching. In addition to air balls and loose balls switching, we added 2 new options, one for only air balls and one for only loose balls. Ooh. Auto switching now has 5 different ways to function, including manual and automatic, allowing you to see. What I will say, I don't know if you guys saw this in the slides above, in competitive mode, so if we're talking champs, rivals, pro clubs, is this turned off? Is that bad? I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. Immediately in my head, I would want these to be turned off. So I wonder. I don't know if it has been or has not, because I do think that would be another good bit of adding a skill gap into champs, etc. if this just didn't automatically do it for you. Even for loose balls and air balls. I think you should be tasked with selecting the player for a loose ball, for an air ball, etc. Directional clearances and technical clearances. This year we introduced new directional clearances, which requires more skill to successfully execute, but also offer more control to players when compared to classic clearances. Okay. Directional clearances is a new default option for clearances, with the ball trajectories now following the left stick input as much as they can. While still trying to perform the earliest contact with the ball, these clearances still have assistance in some specific cases, like when aiming at your own goal, at other players, or when in a very urgent situation. Now, I'm not going to lie. You know when you miss an open net header in FUT? Remember all the years before that I would rage because that was relatively EA influence. It was relatively assisted. This year, when you miss a header, Nick 2018 has to shut the f up because it's manual. So I kind of wish, again, in champs and whatever, this wasn't assisted. Where you aim it, if you are brain dead enough and the ball's coming in this way, your goal is here and you're the defender and you're holding the analog stick this way and clicking circle, it should be fired at your keeper. I swear. And then it's up to your keeper to lose their mind and try, or goes in the net. Wouldn't that be better? And then if you score, you're like, I'm a moron. I honestly, I lost my mind. I wasn't thinking. And then again, then you start practicing and getting better and the ball comes in and you're aiming up to the right or wherever. You got to time it properly. And then you click this circle or whatever the clearance is. And then it goes the right way. There's a benefit to that. There's a skill gap in that. And I do like that a lot. I just hope, I hope that once again, this is something maybe they consider taking off for FUT champs and whatnot. Anyways, we move on. It's not that big of a deal. It is what it is. Clearance assistance. For reference, classic clearances do not take into consideration your left stick inputs and power, and your players try to perform the first available. Either way, I love it. Don't get me wrong. So I suppose you can choose if you want classic, you just something you don't want to have to worry about. Fine. For me, and I think most of my channel will be running directional clearances and stuff. This is sick. It's freaking August, man. It's not even August, bro. We have got 2 months before we play this. Oh, God. Oh, I hate this time of year. I really hate this time of year. I get so excited for the new game. I wait 2 months, get the game at the exact same time as all you guys, and then it's just, I feel like the first 3-4 months of the new FUT, the new FIFA, just flies by, and I can't even appreciate or enjoy it. Oh well. It is what it is. I'm pretty excited for next year. I just got to maybe focus on actually enjoying the moment instead. Technical clearances, okay. A mechanic that allows, always tries to kick the ball forward as far as possible from the area. So when the ball comes in, it would be an R1 circle. The kick direction is always up the field, no target, with some aim input taken into consideration. Technical clearances can be useful when you're in possession of the ball, close to your box, and want to get the ball away to have time for a breather. This is big. I mean, the fact that this hasn't been implemented in FUT yet is why when you're under pressure and you're trying to blast the ball up the field, your player does like a 1.5 meter pass or cross up to your opponent, and then they're on high pressure, so they get the ball back and they go score. Or you go click that circle for the cleans. Your player just shit punts it out of bounds 2 feet away from them. So again, you're under pressure in your final third. So this is actually very good. Oh man, all of this is very good. More tactics and instruction customization. I'm down. Ooh, width and depth on a bar. Oh, range from 1 to 100. Oh, I kind of like this, but I also just hate it so much because our FIFA community sucks sometimes, dude. Oh, this is big, though. Oh my god. So is 100 depth, will that put all my players? What do we normally do? Like 4, 5, no, 6, 7 depth type of thing? So 80, 90 depth would do what? 70, 80, 90 depth would do what? Bro, 1 depth is gonna put all 11 players in front of the goal. Free roam instructions for CDMs allow for a deep lying playmaker role. So the Hullet role just got even sexier. Let's go, baby. Love that. Step up instructions for center backs and fullbacks can have them step up out of position and mark opposing attackers tighter. So is that like a... Oh, okay. Oh, ooh. So I was thinking that would be a live, again, a live thing. So maybe on the arrows, you're live in gameplay and you're trying to pull a center back in, and then you notice that one of the strikers is kind of open and you've got a defender close that you, let's say you double tap down and they step up and get close to that guy for a little bit. So that, oh god. Neymar center mid. Chat focuses on the sweat tactics a lot. Let's be real. But anyways, overlap instructions for center backs. Only for 3 and 5 defender formations. Okay. Allow the center back to overlap wide when in correct position and provide attacking support to teammates. Cool. And then I suppose if you've got Idrissa or Florenzi, you can adjust them to kind of fill into that gap. Or maybe you'll have Paredes fill in. So if Marquinhos overlaps, you then have Paredes or Florenzi dynamically dropping into the spaces. So it's good. It's, as always, the concern is if the FIFA community is going to be breaking it or not. Bigger goal moments. Building on the big goal moments from last year, I'm gonna have to watch a 14-minute cutscene when a guy scores 1-1 in the 90th, and then at the end of the cutscene, he'll pause and quit, and I'll get nothing from it. Fuck! Have they talked at all about when people quit out on you at 0-0, you get nothing? Has that been addressed yet? Maybe it will be. I don't know. We increased the number of scenes, all with new player animations and cinematography. You can experience crowd moments, camera angles. I mean, it's, again, this is fun stuff for career mode. I'm not the biggest fan of having to deal with this in FUT Champs. You guys all know that. We're all sitting there for 15 minutes of our life for 30 games in a row, trying to keep composed and not wax our testicle hair off in rage. And stuff like this doesn't help that situation at all. It's terrible. This is all great for immersion, even in pro clubs and specifically career mode or my player career. I love it for that type of stuff. Or Volta, I guess, if they want to do that. Or I don't know if they've canceled Volta or not. But all that stuff is good. But in champs, man, in squad battles, I'm down. I just think in hyper-competitive game modes, dude, it's just added toxicity, bro. I think this should be disabled for FUT Champs. At least FUT Champs. I think in Rivals, if something like this happens, as long as you're not a psychopath like me, it shouldn't make you too mad, because really Division Rivals doesn't matter that much anyways, right? Friendlies doesn't matter. So I don't know. I would say Champs would be great if this was disabled, but anyways. Improvements in big goal moments allow you to celebrate big goals with select players as they would in real life, with subs, managers, and the crowd involved in the spectacle. Oh my god, dude. Oh god. Here's little Timmy. Tackled through my back with Pulisic, and then it's just giving us a 14-minute cutscene after making it 1-0 in the 90th with 10 players behind the ball. God bless. Player movement. We've made a number of changes to player movement and speed for FIFA 22. Increased max top speed. Oh. This change more closely mirrors real-life speed for professional footballers, athletes, and requires players to run for longer to reach their new max speed. Okay. All right. Can be good, can be bad, depending. Control deceleration. I do like the deceleration, where maybe as you're holding sprint, as the ball's coming in, you can kind of let go of it a little bit, so you're the one that is slowing down to meet the ball or accelerating more to meet the ball. That's cool if that's what it means. That is a skill gap in a certain way. Only players with agility, ball control, and dribbling attributes equal to or greater of 80 are eligible for control deceleration. Interesting. New star player movement. Added new visuals for a few players when moving in certain conditions, such as Phil Foden when sprinting, Son Heung-min when dribbling. I'm assuming Erling Haaland when sprinting and stuff, right? Assigned avatar running styles to over 50 players, resulting in their movement being closer to real life, including Christian Pulisic and many more. Again, I do think Haaland is a big feature of that, right? They showed that, I think, in one of the first gameplay trailers. Set pieces. Interesting. Can't tell you how many times I've hit the post or had set pieces saved, even though they're top corner. We've made several set piece improvements to FIFA 22, from visuals to mechanics and behaviors. There are more dynamic actions, such as players being more active during goal kicks, more natural marking during free kicks, variety in positioning during attacking set pieces. We also enhanced the attacking player runs during free kicks and improved the amount of support provided by teammates to the kick taker. Okay, free kick wall visuals have been refreshed with intent of making players feel more lively, conscious of the game context, and noticeably track the ball. All right. Refresh of free kick and penalty kick animations. David Beckham free kicks added unique animations to replicate the iconic technique of David Beckham's free kick, where it's like ankle snaps. Have you guys ever watched a David Beckham free kick? I'm sorry, this is going to be the world's longest video ever reviewing this, but we got to do it. Have you guys ever watched David Beckham take a free kick? How does he not shatter his ankle every time he does one? I mean, the guy's still like almost 50, and when he does free kicks and friendlies, he does this, like, follows through, and he like snaps his standing ankle as he follows through, and I'm like, how is that even a thing? Anyways, sorry. Let's get back on track. The other categories of set piece improvements focuses on mechanics. Hang on, quick free kick. Wait, what? Hang on, quick free kick. Hold RT or R2 during a quick free kick to hang on to it for a few more seconds and give your teammates more. Oh, okay. All right, cool. Oh, I kind of like that. All right, it gives you a bit of control there. Throw in improvements, more intelligent throws now consider the player's position of opponents. Thank you, dear God. Basically, this is small, and this is something, again, I don't think a lot of the FIFA community would focus on. You guys just all surely have realized that when you have a throw-in, it's like 90% of the time you giving back possession to your opponent. It just is. I don't know why it is, but your attacking AI are so brain dead when you throw the ball, and then the defending AI just dives in to the ball being thrown. So this is such a small tidbit here, but very, very, very good. And again, hopefully it's implemented properly. Co-op changes, set piece user, player in charge of taking the free kick can press R3, L3, let the co-op player take the free kick. That's cool. Wish there was more, maybe there will be in later reviews, but more details on co-op, because co-op is fun, something I never really got to implement properly. Earlier call, I'd love to do co-op, like a co-op RTG with NEP. I think that would actually be hilarious. Yes, I'd be playing on 5,000 ping, but I think that would actually be very, very fun. Earlier call short push-up, R1, RB, and L1, LB can now be pressed before the goal kick starts, having players already start in the desired position. Free kick side accuracy, increase shot accuracy in free kicks, especially when applying a lot of side spin. I gave up on putting spin, so that's something else we'll have to implement this year. CPU AI. Okay, CPU AI is a very important area for gameplay, with a lot of FIFA players focusing on career mode and FUT squad battles, which is true, right? We do always say that. As much as we want to compete in champs and online play, a lot of people don't want to play against us ratty sweats. So squad battles ends up being a very, very high used area of the game that many of us hardcore players don't even think is a possibility. Competitor mode tweaks. For players who like a challenge, we rewrote defending competitor mode CPU AI, something we call threat-based defending. Do you guys care for me to read this? I don't know if I really care too much about any of this. Player-based difficulty. Player-based difficulty is a new setting with player when playing against CPU AI. The idea is that when you play against a team like PSG, Mbappe really stands out as being a more dangerous player due to his attributes. I mean, this is cool for career mode. That is awesome for career mode. So even when we do our simulation setups for career mode, we'll have to, if and when we can get leads into the Champions League or the Europa League, we'll have to focus on those types of players. So that is pretty great. Physical play, another area of focus this year is improve the physicality of players, mainly focusing on fairness of outcomes. I love it. Increase strength attribute impact. I love it. Emphasize strength differential between players being involved in physical play. I love it. Pass shot and tackle back improvements. I think this is kind of something we've already covered a little bit earlier, but anyways. To prioritize fairness in the game, we've made changes to reduce the amount of tacklebacks. Okay, this is massively, massively, massively important. However, while some of these changes can impact visual fidelity in specific instances, they create a more positive and satisfying experience. So I think what they mean here is, this is, now God help EA, because no matter what they do, I'm going to bitch and moan about it. But I think what they're covering their asses here, because what essentially could happen is you'll have the flip side of the frustration, where I'm running in with a ball with, let's say, Pele. You make a dynamic move to the right and a guy flies into a tackle, wins the ball, but kind of like goes through you, and I kind of like get all distorted and they just run away with the ball. Whereas you're like, okay, bro, but that's insane. He went in on my side and still somehow perfectly, the physics of that makes no sense. However, I am okay with that because I do think that this is a very necessary thing to have happen. Pass and shot improvements. We have also prioritized the continuity of shooting animations when the opponent is close behind the shot taker, not if already tackling. While this may also impact visual fidelity, it does create a more positive shooting experience for the attacker. Oh, interesting. Okay. I hope this is not only next gen. It's all only next gen, my dudes, unfortunately. FIFA attributes. We've increased the FIFA attribute that were introduced last year for kickoff online season friendlies. Okay, what's this? Oh, is this just like boosts in online season? Sorry, boys, I don't care about any of this, so I'm going to move on. Additional changes. Some other FIFA 22 changes we want highlighted include net physics. We'll have more visual elasticity spring shake. I mean, again, for career mode, this is still cool. And in FUT, this will still be super rewarding, smacking a lovely finesse with Messi off the post, and just the mechanics look better. I'm all for it. Increased consistency and accuracy of assisted headers and modes that can be used in. Okay, I'm all for that. Multiple new celebrations. The news should be, we've removed celebrations from online play. We understand that you guys are yeeting your controllers into your screens far too often, so no more celebrating in competitive game modes, is what this section should have said. But anyways, we continue to add star-specific celebrations of some of the world's most famous players, God help us. Additionally, there are all areas of future gameplay with changes that will be introduced in future deep dives. Gameplay perks for career mode pro clubs. Pro clubs, boys, I hope you guys get some boosts there. Who cares about Volta? Community title updates and live tuning tool. Oh, kiss my butthole. What? Dude, there's too much information here, man. Hold on. I might be misreading this. To better respond to some feedback during the FIFA cycle, we worked hard on a feature that took a significant effort from multiple teams. We call it the live tuning tool. If this is quick updates, I'm gonna pass out. We can work on some aspects of the gameplay through the live tuning tool, roll out changes to players without requiring full title updates! Chat. Oh, yo, Zaro, what's up, man? Oh, Zaro, how long has Zaro been in the chat for? Oh, God. I don't even know what I said during these reviews. Just know it's from a constructive criticism. And if I said anything rude, I know most people at EA already hate me, but please, you're one of my last bastions of hope. I didn't mean it if I said anything shitty. This is insane, Zaro. If this is a thing that I hope that it is, I'm excited. I'm so excited. Live tuning tool changes will be logged and tracked just like release notes. So again, you're not going to log into a game, I hope, one day and have something play one way and then the next day something else play completely different. Here's hoping that when they do these live tunes to gameplay balancing, they also release pitch notes or quick notes, which is exactly what they're going to be doing. Thank you, Jesus. To stay up to date with live tuning tool changes, be sure to bookmark the EA Sports FIFA tracker. This whole pitch notes has been a circle jerk of fantastic things if implemented correctly in FUT. I will say that. I will say that all the time. But out of all of the things that have been mentioned, this is far and away the best, potentially, because we have to see it in action for FUT 22 or for FIFA 22 come September onwards. This is the biggest and most important change. For illustrative purposes, a small tuning change that could have previously taken up to 2 months to be released for multiple reasons. Ooh, I wonder what these reasons are. I'm very intrigued. Can now be released on faster timeline after testing as long as the update makes sense for FIFA. I would assume the guys will still have an insane amount of hoops to jump through to get this done, but this is huge. This is very huge. And Zaro, I'm going to be so mad, bro, if we're like 5 months or 6 months into the game and there's certain broken mechanics that have been around for 2 months and that haven't been looked at. I'm going to be mad. I'm going to be mad. But that's okay. It's not happened yet, and thank Jesus for that. The live tuning tool does not allow us to perform changes that require any animation or code modifications, which are normally more complex than tuning or tweaking numbers. For changes that require either, including non-gameplay changes, a full title update will still be required. Okay. Well, then you would think that numbers changes for certain broken tactics will still be a numbers thing. Yeah? Zara, I'll give you the VIP in the chat as well. That way we can actually see, or you can type in the chat when we're in sub mode. Which we might have to go into. As you can see, the chat are turning into psychos. We'd like to take a moment to thank everyone for all the feedback. So that's the tail end of it, huh? Hey, in closing, I'm going to go right back to this. In closing, as we said at the start, I knew I would get excited about this. Genuinely, I knew I would get excited. But in closing, this is huge. This is so big on every level. But as I said last summer, for the release of 21, and so bitterly disappointed with FUT 21's overall release gameplay-wise and updates-wise. As I said last year, this is all so damn exciting if, and only if it's actually implemented through FIFA Ultimate Team consistently throughout the next calendar year and onwards. If this is something that we look at to get excited for FIFA 22, but in 2 to 3 months' time, all of this falls off and it goes back to radio silence and the game doesn't get updated and the delay is still there and the issues with the gameplay is still there and all of that stuff, then it's going to be a huge letdown as always. So again, as I've been saying every summer, I do hope that this stuff is implemented correctly, and this is very exciting either way. The fact that we can all be really excited and just hopeful that this is consistently done throughout the release of FIFA 22 is a huge jump. So on that, God help our Malika and all of you guys, for I'm sure this is going to be made into a video. I hope you enjoyed the review of all of this. There's a lot of news to digest and to take in. So maybe we release one full video of the FIFA 22 stuff, and then I get our Malika to break it down into edited like 5 to 10 minute sections as well. That could be good throughout the next few days. So either way, I love you all. I'm excited, as of course I would be, for FIFA 22, Career Mode, Ultimate Team. Pro Clubs, hopefully as well, could be something we take on next year. And as always, we'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.